In one of my recent videos, I showed you my new Prusa XL. So let's see the first print. I hugely underestimated how much assembly was left on this thing. It's pre-assembled, but adding the multi-tool system and an enclosure and making sure everything works correctly can easily take a solid half day. First, I connected the 5 neck extruders, and these seem easy at first, but there's a lot of plugging and unplugging and cable management stuff to do. The spool holders it comes with nicely click into the side, which is pretty smooth. The wires and tubes for the extruder are actually quite high after you adjust them. So if you're short on ceiling space like me, then you might have to second guess that high table or the upper cabinet. There's a little bit of setup to get the Wi-Fi antenna working as well, and there's a bunch of little tiny parts and electronics that would make it much easier if you had built your own computer or something before. When you connect the screen, you flash the USB and start the calibration process for the extruders. And this is great because it shows you pretty much step by step what to do. There's a couple of tools that they give you to put all of this together. If something doesn't seem right, it's pretty easy to go back and fix it. I had an issue where it was making a horrid noise on tool changing. Then I assembled the enclosure, which did take a big chunk of time as well. At this point, it prompts you to select your language with a little welcome screen before you get into the setup process. You select the printer type, connect your Wi-Fi, and register and all of that. I did get a few errors here too, but there is help guides and documentation available, and it didn't take me more than 5 or 10 minutes to fix pretty much any of them. And finally, I was ready to print. My first print was a detailed Betamon Digimon model that I made in a previous video. Now, I didn't really optimize my settings or anything. This is just straight out of the box, basic Prusa XL settings. It took about 7.5 hours using all 5 filaments. And it turned out pretty great. I think a lot of the time really came from tool changing and the tower that's created. I used a 0.4mm nozzle, and I really could have gotten away with larger. It peeled right off the plate, and if it didn't, that thing is so big that it's really hard to work with, but overall, I'm pretty happy with the result. I did accidentally drop it and I broke the front part of the sail, but the quality is really not that bad. When you compare it to something like a resin print, obviously the details show up much better, but overall, this thing can deal with better falls if I just added a little bit more structure in the front of that. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more 3D printing stuff or how I made the desk to support this monster of a printer. I'll see you in the next one.